I guess I'm addressing this to Miss Kirby, Jenny, and Garrett, and I just want to say I heard about Joey's passing this week, and it hit me pretty hard. I'm not one to allow myself to cry, but it hurt me badly, and I just want to share some thoughts with y'all about who Joey was for me. We roomed together in college. Jenny, I know you remember that. And before we moved in together, Jeff came by, and he said, "You're going to love my brother. He is the best roommate. He's thoughtful, he's considerate, he doesn't play his music loud, he's neat. When he studies, he'll open the closet door so it blocks the light, doesn't get in your face while you're sleeping." And I want to say he was an even better roommate than that. Joey was trustworthy. He was a good friend, and I know there were things that maybe in Joey's life before I met him. Afterwards, I'm sorry I didn't keep in closer touch, but for the time that he and I knew each other, he couldn't ask for a better person. Joey didn't drink. I don't remember him ever smoking. He didn't use bad language. Jenny, at a time in our lives when we're males that age, aren't the best people in the world. We're pretty bad representatives. He didn't have eyes for anybody but you. I would tell Joey that I was meeting some girl in the cafeteria, or I was excited because some girl was in my class, meeting somebody at the library, and you know, Joey would never offer anything but a very polite and non-committal, "All right." There was no other girl in his life but you. Garrett, your dad told me that he's told you a lot of college stories, some of them about me, but I want to tell you a story about your dad. You've heard a lot this week about what your dad meant to people, but I'm going to tell you about the time that he was selfish. At LaGrange College, we had a rule, supposedly, that if your roommate passed away during the quarter, you'd get a 4.0. And I discussed this with Joey, and he just wouldn't go along with it. But every day after class, he would take a nap for about an hour just to refresh himself. And it hit me how to get my 4.0. He woke up from one of those naps, and he pulled my hands from around his throat and said, "Billy, you're not going to get an A this way." And every so often, he'd wake up, find me sitting on his chest with my hands on his throat trying to get that A, and he'd say, "Billy, I'll study with you. I will help you. Stop it." He's just a fantastic guy, and we had a lot of fun together. There's something else I want to add. I'm going to be rude and look at Facebook, because there's something that Joey and I had talked about. For anybody else that sees this, the McCartney's house burned down several years ago, and I contacted Joey to see if there's anything I could help with. Food, clothes, anything that he might need assistance with. And I want to share what Joey told me. And I apologize for having to search for it. He told me that he was fine. They were living in his aunt's cabin and be able to rebuild real soon, perhaps in 2 weeks' time. And then he asked, let's see here. I apologize. He said, "We'll probably start rebuilding within a couple of weeks. I appreciate you checking on us, but we're doing fine. How are you and your family?" In the middle of that devastating event that happened to him, he was asking about my wife and son. And I'm a pretty petty person, I guess, sometimes. If that had happened to me, I'd be miserable. I'd feel sorry for myself. I'd be angry at the world. And Joey just said, "Well, I get stressed at work, and then I hear about people that have lost their job. The fire did make me appreciate things, especially my family, and that no one got hurt." That's being a very big man. Garrett, know that. You came from a big man. And, you know, you'll always need your dad. There's not an age when a man doesn't need his father. And sadly, Joey's not going to be there, but I'm going to tell you something. Right now, you're surrounded by family and friends, and they'll help you. But if you will guide yourself with this, whatever comes up in your life, if you will ask yourself or tell yourself, what would my dad do? What would my dad say? How would my dad act in this situation? If you do what Joey did, you'll come out okay, I promise you. Jenny, I love you very much. I'm so sorry for your loss. Miss Kirby, you did really well. You raised a good son. Good luck, and I'm sorry.